424-2200.
Stop by Springview Implement and Supply and visit Troy Cook for all your hardware, plumbing, and electrical supplies, and Ranch Farm and Commercial Welding. See Troy at Springview Implement and Supply, located 1 block south of the flashing light in Springview.
Developmental concerns? Planning Regency 17 provides social events and services at no cost to
I'm John Fox. He manages multiple businesses for community organizations, tailor an online business packages, lessons to build your personal business and B2B, 4 generations of helping you build your future together. Turn your house into a tree from home, including ocean industry, and the land of furniture, west of woodworking.
Well, we welcome you back here to Kippahaw County as we get you set up now for our boys matchup. This is a good Valentine team, one of the best they've had in quite some time. They went through some lean years on the basketball court as their wrestling program thrived, but I tell you what, Coach Randy Klinder's got himself a squad. They are a very good basketball team. No weaknesses. They've got height. They handle the ball well. They've got outside shooters. They have depth, and they've got one of the top players in C2 in 6'6" senior Isaac Cronin, a 4-year varsity player for this Badger basketball team. Believe he came off the bench as a freshman, but has started ever since. He played a lot as a freshman, but think he did come off the bench that year, but has started ever since, and he's a good one. As the Badgers come in at 17-3, they'll take on the North Central Knights, who are 9-12 on the season. Well, we had a final earlier. It was the West Holt girls defeating O'Neill St. Mary's 48-32. And at halftime, it is the O'Neill St. Mary's boys with a 46-20 lead over West Holt. That was a close game after one quarter, 25-17. The Cardinals outscored the Huskies in the second quarter, 21-3, and lead at 46-20 at the half. For the North Central Knights, they're going to start their seniors tonight here on senior night, the final regular season home game for North Central. So we'll see Wyatt Fisher, Trey Anthony, and Carter Buell in the starting lineup for North Central. The Knights averaging 46 points per game. They're led by Kean Fisher at 13 points per game. Then you have Blaine Frizzell and Brant Lazat, each at 8 points per ball game. They get 6 a game off the bench from Ryer Lazat, 5 per game from Trey Anthony, 4 per game from Colin Hagan. Rebounding-wise, Blaine Frizzell and Kean Fisher lead the way at about 6 rebounds per game each. They'll be up against a very tall opponent tonight in the Valentine Badgers. Isaac Cronin averaging 21.5 points per game to go along with 6 boards, 2 assists, and over 2 steals per game. He also averages more than a blocked shot per game for the 6'6 senior. From there, it's Dominic Bebout, the junior guard, averaging over 14 points per game, 5 rebounds, almost 4 assists, and better than 2 steals. And then Tristan Bebout, his twin brother, averaging just shy of 10 points per ball game. The Badgers will go deep. They can play 9 players, as they typically will. We'll see Boone Jesperson, Trace Butchel off the bench, and Aiden Buckendahl, just a freshman, but another 6'5 kid coming off the bench for this Badger basketball team. So the Knights come in at 9-12 on the year. They have a game next Friday on the road at Stewart to close out the regular season. Badgers at 17-3, 2 games remaining. They'll go to Perkins County tomorrow night, take on the Plainsmen. That's all the way down to Grant, a long road trip. And then next Friday they'll get a home game to close out the regular season against the 7-13 Summerland Bobcats. We'll come back, take a look at your starting lineups, get you set up for our boys matchup after an exciting girls game. 11 lead changes and a 48-44 win for the Badgers after they were down 8 in the fourth quarter. They stormed back to get the win. And now it'll be the boys' turn here on the Knights' home floor at Springview. We'll come back, look at our starting lineups in just a moment.
Making car stop in
So over here, goes around circuit trying to find a qualified electrician. This one's on to Gina Lester and the Gina of Springview. Professional, affordable, and experience. The local phone, 402-497-2086.
Welcome you back on KBRB as we get set for our next matchup, the North Central and Valentine boys. Getting set to square off here. Badgers at 17-3. They are a fun basketball team to watch. If you have not yet had a chance, we've seen the Badgers a couple of times this season, and one of the best teams they've had in quite some time. And it's led by 6'6" senior Isaac Cronin, but it is a tall lineup. They'll start 6'6" Cronin, 6'5" Duncan Mosner, and will bring on 6'5" freshman Aiden Buckendahl off the bench. And they've got 2 really experienced guards, both twins, Tristan and Dominic Bebout. They have started since their freshman year, now juniors. If they can handle the basketball, they can score it. Tristan Moore, the distributor, he's very good as a passer. Dominic, a shooter. They can both get to the rack. And just a solid basketball team. They bring on some shooters off the bench. We watched Boone Jesperson knock down several threes off the bench for this Badger team in one of the games. Take a look at your starting lineups for this boys varsity matchup. Lineups brought to you by Three River, and we will start with the 17-3 Valentine Badgers. They are coached by Randy Klinder, assisted by Ben Shelburne and Zane Limbach. The Badgers will start number 3, Tristan Bebout, 5'10" junior. Joining him in the backcourt will be number 4, Dominic Bebout, 5'10" and a junior. On the wing, number 10, Caden Stankowski, 6'1" and a senior. And in the front court for Valentine, number 15, Isaac Cronin, 6'6" and a senior. And number 21, Duncan Mosner. He is a 6'5" junior. Lineups brought to you by Three River. If you need a reliable internet connection, look no further than Three River Communications. With Three River's dependable fiber internet service, your streaming, gaming, and video meetings will run smooth and stress-free. Three River also has telephone service and plenty of great cable television options. Don't settle for the ordinary when you can enjoy the extraordinary. Visit threeriver.net. Give them a call at 866-569-2666. Three River, proud to support high school sports here on KBRB. Now the starting lineup for the 9-12 North Central Knights, coached by Troy Graff, assisted by Matt Morrison. On senior night, the Knights will start all 3 of their seniors who are on the roster, and that will be number 5, Carter Buell in the post, 6'3", senior. Joining him in the post, number 12, Trey Anthony, 6'2", and a senior. And on the wing, number 23, Wyatt Fisher, 6 foot and a senior, gets the start. And then you'll see number 0, Kean Fisher, 5'11", and a junior. And number 2, Colin Hagan, a 6-foot junior. In the starting lineup for the Knights, we'll see Brant and Ryer Lazat off the bench, along with Blaine Frizzell for this North Central team. For the Badgers, we'll see a lot of Boone Jesperson, Trace Buchel, as well as Aiden Buckendahl for the Badgers. They'll be your first 3 off the bench typically. for Coach Klender's squad. That's a look at your starting lineups, are brought to you by 3 River, your area telecommunications and technology leader. Well, the St. Mary's Cardinals in Atkinson tonight led 25-17 over the Huskies after one, and then kind of put the foot on the gas in the second quarter. Outscored West Holt 21-3 in the second quarter, and 46-20 the halftime score. The Cardinals leading the Huskies. We'll hope to get our FM issues fixed tomorrow, our 92.7 issues, so we can split the stations apart once again. Transmitter's fine. We just got a piece of equipment that makes everything talk to each other that's down following a power hit.
For the second
on
contest of the
Tuesday.
evening, we have the Valentine Badgers taking on your Knights of North Central. The starting lineup for the Badgers. Number 3, a 5'10 junior, Tristan Bebout. Number 4, a 5'10 junior, Dominic Bebout. Number 10, a 6'1 senior, Caden Stankowski. Number 15, a 6'6 senior, Isaac Cronin. And number 21, a 6'5 junior, Duncan Mosner. The Badgers are headed up by Randy Klender, assisted by Ben Shelburne and Zane Limbach. And now the starting lineup for your Knights of North Central. Number 0, a 5'11 junior, Kean Fisher. Number 2, a 6' junior, Colin Hagan. Number 5, a 6'3 senior, Carter Buell. Number 12, a 6'2 senior, Trey Anthony. And number 23, a 6' senior, Wyatt Fisher. The Knights are headed up by Troy Graff and assisted by Matt Morrison.
Home care. Greater Sand Hills Family Health Care with convenient locations in Bassett, Stewart, and Atkinson.
All right, we're ready to go for our boys varsity game. Going to be a late one tonight, 8:15 to tip this one off. Badgers are in their road red uniforms with the silver numbers, letters, and stripes. Knights in the home whites with the blue numbers, letters, and stripes. Knights will go from west to east, right to left in the first half. Badgers from left to right, east to west. Cronin wins the tip, and we are underway. Valentine will see a 2-3 zone defense from the Knights to start the game. Cross-court pass down the lane is good for Mosner on the assist by Bebout. And then stepping on the sideline on a long pass is Trey Anthony. So just like that, the Badgers jump out to the 2-0 lead, and they have it back. Tristan to Dominic, the 2 Bebouts out there, the juniors. On the wing, Stankowski drives baseline. He puts up the jumper and scores. On the assist from Dominic Bebout once again. Stankowski has his first bucket. There's a knockaway by Stankowski. It will stay with the Knights. 4-0 start for Valentine. Badgers look like they'll go man-to-man defensively as the Knights get it into the backcourt to Trey Anthony. He's guarded by Dominic Bebout. Trey on the drive. Gets caught, out to Fisher. He'll take a 3 right wing. That one won't go. Back rim, rebound tipped around. Colin Hagan secures it. Bounces it across to Buell, puts up the shot. Can't finish from short range. Carter gets it back. Out to Fisher and a fresh 35-second clock for the Knights. 2 offensive rebounds for North Central against the height of the Badgers. Corner to Fisher. Wyatt out top to Kean. He'll take a 3 and hit a West Plains Bank 3. Kean Fisher answers on the assist from Wyatt Fisher. And it's 4-3. Inside it goes to Cronin. Double team, kicks it out to Tristan. Now to Dominic. He passes on the 3, drives in, protects the ball, gets the shot and the foul, and the and one opportunity for Dominic Bebout on the slash into the lane. Foul will go against Trey Anthony, his first. Badgers 3 for 3 on their opening possessions. And a chance at the and one for Dominic Bebout. Free throw back rim, but the offensive rebound down to Cronin. Tristan out to Cronin for 3, and it's good. Cronin on a triple on the assist from Tristan Bebout. Just because he's 6'6", he can hit that shot. He's hit more than 23 pointers on the year. Kean guarded by Stankowski in the man-to-man. Tries to turn the corner. Takes it down. Tough shot on the baseline. It's blocked by Cronin into the hands of Mosner. Cronin gets the block. Ahead it goes, and Dominic Bebout with the finish on the assist from Tristan, and it's 11-3 The Badgers up by 8 early. There's a knock away by Cronin. Down to Mosner, ahead to Tristan Bebout. Lays it up for a slam to Cronin on the alley-oop. Tristan on the assist. Cronin with the alley-oop slam. And the turnover turns into a dunk for the Badgers. Fisher, Wyatt has it. Getting the start tonight on senior night. Out to Kean. Deep three from volleyball spike line range is well short. And it goes to the Badgers. Now we'll see Brandt and Ryer Lazat into the game along with Blaine Frizzell. Out will go Wyatt Fisher, Colin Hagan, and Carter Buell, and a timeout taken by Coach Troy Graff with 5:23 to go in the first. It's a 13-3 start for the Valentine Badgers in our boys varsity matchup on KBRB.
Whether to or from the ball game, call timeout at Scott's Place and Bassett. Tank of Conoco regular, super or diesel fuel, spaces, loaded pizza, deli sandwiches, your favorite proper beer. Scott's Place Conoco at the junction of Highway 20 and 183 has Nebraska Lottery and
John knows that not only found relief from pain, but halfway down it. They're proud to offer something.
Greg Kinsey welcoming you back on KBRB and on the Kippahaw County Public Schools video stream of this high school varsity matchup here from Springview tonight. Valentine off to a 13-3 lead. The Badgers 17-3 on the season. Their only losses to a very good Gothenburg team who's 17-4 as Mosner saves it on an errant pass. Their other losses were to Ogallala, who's undefeated, 18-0 in C1, and to a 19-4 Bridgeport team in the SPVA Conference. Turnover by Valentine, their first. Drive by Ryer Lazat. He's caught in the lane. And now it's down on the ground. The ball is loose, and it's going to end up being a tie-up. A scrum for it. Possession arrow keeps it with North Central. Colin Hagan returns. Out will go Kean Fisher. 4:44 to go in the first. Late one here. We didn't get started till 6:30 for our girls varsity game, and then it was a thriller late. A long game with a lot of fouls. Trey Anthony looking to get it in and does so on an outlet to Hagan. Colin tries to turn the corner on Bebout. Help comes. He misses a shot off the window. Good challenge on the help by Mosner. Rebound down to Isaac Cronin. Cronin back to Tristan Bebout on the left wing. Looks for a cutter. Now to Cronin. Isaac crossover. Out it goes to Stankowski. Into the left corner, Dominic. Back to Tristan. Out to Stankowski. Three top of the key is short. Rebound though, tip to Cronin. Baseline jumper good from 6 feet. Cronin has 7 early points. Gets that one on the offensive glass. 15-3. Badgers by a dozen. Brant Lazat fires it ahead to Trey Anthony. Down low to Frizzell. Shot swatted from behind by Cronin, and it goes off of Frizzell, who was on the floor, and Cronin blocked it off of Frizzell and out of bounds to the Badgers. Second block already for Cronin to go along with the highlight alley-oop slam. Dominic into Cronin, working against Trey Anthony. Tough matchup for Trey. Gets good defense, forces the miss. Rebound down to Colin Hagan. Nice defensive possession for Trey Anthony, forcing a tough shot. And then Cronin gets called for a foul on a reach-in against Hagan. First foul on the Badgers. 3:42 to go in the first. 15-3, Valentine with the lead. First sub in for Valentine will be freshman Aiden Buckendahl. He'll come in for Mosner. So bring in a 6'5 freshman for a 6'5 junior. Trey Anthony on a little weave, loses the dribble, gets it to Frizzell in the high post, give and go to Anthony. He loses the handle, saved by Hagan. Still 25 on the shot clock. Knights down 15-3. Ryer turns the corner, travels with it. Second turnover by the Knights. Wyatt Fisher back in for North Central. He'll replace Trey Anthony. Badgers lead it by 12. Could get to a 20-win regular season if they can win out. Perkins County on the road tomorrow, and then home matchup against Summerlin next Friday. Here's a three, left wing, buried by Tristan Bebout on the assist from Caden Stankowski. All 5 Badger starters have now scored, and it's 18-3. We still have 3 minutes to play in the first. Backdoor cut. Brandt has it blocked out of bounds by Buckendahl. Good feed from Ryer to older brother Brandt, and it just got knocked out of bounds on the block by Buckendahl. So even when you get past them, the Badgers just erase shots from behind as Cronin has 2 blocks and Buckendahl with the block. Trace Buchel into the game. He is a 6'1 senior, would start for a lot of teams. Catch and shoot for Brandt won't go. Rebound tipped around into the hands of Dominic Bebout. Also see out there for the Badgers, in for the first time, Boone Jesperson. Jesperson, a 6-foot sophomore. There's a knock away and a steal by Hagan as he knocked it out of the hands of Cronin. Calling the other way. To Brandt, now up top, Ryer takes a 3. Front rim, rebound down to Buckendahl. Aiden's first board. Back come the Badgers, 2:20 to play. Nice find, Dominic on the finish, on the assist by Boone Jesperson. Pretty pass, Dominic has 6. 20-3 Valentine. This is a good basketball team. Their 3 losses are to quality opponents. Drive by Ryer, he is shut off. Bounces it out to Fisher. Wyatt working against Buckendahl in the man-to-man. Here's Hagan against Cronin. Now to Ryer. 15 on the shot clock. Ryer backs it out against Dominic Bebout. Poked away from Blaine Frizzell. Here's Buchel with the lay-in. Trace Buchel on the steal and layup. First points off the bench for the Badgers. All 5 starters have scored. 22-3 Valentine here in the first. Not surprising. This is an excellent Valentine basketball team. Brandt on the drive, takes it in, too strong off the glass, and there the shot blocker didn't block the shot, but certainly altered the shot. Buckendahl throws it ahead with a baseball pass and a finish by Dominic Bebout. He has 8 in the quarter, 24-3. The Badgers lead by 21. Corner, Wyatt Fisher to Ryer. High post to Frizzell with his back to the basket. Working against Cronin. Gets it to Hagan, who loses it off his leg. Saves it from the half-court violation, but it's ahead to the Badgers. Cronin down the lane for the stuff. Isaac Cronin's second dunk of the quarter, 26-3, as the Badgers senior now has 9. Brandt on a drive and a hand check call will go against Boone Jesperson. That'll let some players check in who've been standing at the score table for quite some time. As back in come Mosner, and in for the first time Tanner Two-Strike. He's a 5'10 junior. Cronin gets a breather along with Dominic Bebout. Knights bring back Buell and Kean Fisher. 26-3, throw it to Hagan. He drives. Gets caught in the lane and steps through, puts it up and scores, and the foul. And Colin Hagan, the and one opportunity on a nice little step through after he kind of got caught, lost the dribble. The foul goes against the Badgers. It will be on Tanner Two-Strike just into the game, and the and one opportunity here for Colin. It misses, rebound tipped around. Kean Fisher comes up with it. Deep 3, Kean misses everything. Jesperson saves the rebound. Badgers back the other way. 23 seconds to play in the quarter. 26-5. Valentine by 21. They throw it up to Buckendahl against Brant Lazat into the corner to Two-Strike. Hands it off to Buckendahl. He'll take a 3 right wing and in and out. Halfway down. Rebound though. Down to Buchel. Gets it to Buckendahl and a travel called. Knights with 5.5 seconds remaining will get the ball back here at the end of the quarter. Down 26-5. 9 points for Cronin, including 2 dunks, 1 on an alley-oop. 8 points for Dominic Bebout. Here comes Ryer Lazat. 3-point shot is fouled at the buzzer. 0.7 of a second left, and Ryer's going to get 3 free throws. That'll be the second foul on Boone Jesperson. So 3 free throws coming for the freshman. Or make that the sophomore. Sorry about that, Ryer. Sophomore Ryer Lazat. With 7/10 of a second to go, his team down 26-5 to the 17-3 Badgers. First free throw rattles out. See if we have an update on the St. Mary's West Holt score. St. Mary's 68-28 after 3. That was a 25-17 game after 1. Ryer hits the second free throw. 26-6. And the third for Ryer. That one won't fall. Buell the rebound, but can't get a shot away before the buzzer. And the Valentine Badgers have a 26-6 lead on the Tri-County Bank scoreboard after 1 quarter against the North Central Knights here from Springview.
For whatever field you work in, agricultural, industrial, municipal, Kurt's Automotive of Bassett has you covered with parts built to stand up to the most demanding job. Get up and go with Kurt's Automotive, your Napa store in Bassett. Got more? Pay less at G&B's Market. They always help you stay ahead of your budget by offering the finest quality and great value. Make sure to check out this week's sales flyer for the best service, selection, and savings. Shop locally owned G&B's Market in Bassett.
A profitable livestock operation depends on the health quality of your herd. Chippewa Experts, Dr. Andrew Painter, Springview, specializes in reproduction ultrasound and horses. For healthcare of large and small animals, contact Dr. Andrew Painter of Chippewa Vet Service, Springview, 402-497-3574.
26-6. Valentine leading after 1 quarter as we start the second. Badgers in their road reds with the silver numbers, letters, and stripe. Knights in the home whites with the blue numbers and letters. Drive by Jesperson, throws it to 2-strike. Badgers have several of the backups in. The only starter in is Mosner. Jesperson turns the corner, puts up a tough runner on the baseline, won't go. The rebound though, Buchel tips it to himself. And then it's knocked away by Trey Anthony, but saved by Jesperson. Another chance here for the Badgers. Mid-range jumper won't go, but the putback good for Mosner. Duncan Mosner on a catch-and-shoot offensive rebound. 28-6. There's about Cronin at 6'6", Mosner 6'5", Buckendahl 6'5". Hagan off the glass, can't get the shot to fall. Rebound comes down to Tanner 2-strike. Minute into the second quarter, 28-6 Badgers. O'Neill St. Mary's leads the West Holt boys 68-28. As there's a steal by Wyatt Fisher, fourth Valentine turnover. Drive by Trey Anthony, lets the defenders go by, puts it up and scores. Nice pump fake by Trey. Got 2 defenders in the air. And hits the baseline 5-footer. Back the other way come the Badgers, up by 10. 2-strike with it against the North Central zone. Deep 3, Jesperson. He's got that range, misses. 2-strike the offensive rebound, puts it up and finishes. Tanner 2-strike on the offensive glass. His first bucket, 7 Badgers have scored. And the Knights, it's through the hands of Colin Hagan and out of bounds. 5th North Central turnover. Back in comes Stankowski. He replaces Boone Jesperson. Badgers have played 9 now in this first half. 30-8. Stankowski with it. Swings it to 2-strike. Badgers have a road trip to Perkins County tomorrow, so may try to save the legs a little bit and play a lot of players. Corner 3, Buckendahl is good. On the assist by Stankowski. How do you like that? A 6'5 freshman in Buckendahl jumping out and hitting the knockdown 3 on the baseline. Fisher can't get the runner to go in the air as it was challenged by Mosner. Mosner comes down with a board, and Kean will commit the foul. Duncan Mosner, he is a presence inside. Good shot blocker. Have him and Buckendahl and Cronin. That is a wealth of post players for the Badgers, and we've seen both Buckendahl and Cronin be able to step out and knock down the 3. And Mosner's got 4 points in the first half. Try to throw it inside for Mosner. Knocked away by Brant Lazard, and the Knights get a steal. 33-8. Badgers with the lead. Kean hands it off to Ryer. He loses it off his foot. Will they call it a touch? Nope, it's an over and back. As Ryer goes off his foot instead of off one of the Badgers. Back in will come Cronin and Tristan Bebout. out there with Buckendahl, Mosner, and Stankowski. Now you go 6'5", 6'5", 6'6". Along the front line for Valentine. All three posts in at the same time along with Stankowski and Tristan Bebout. Tristan up top, fakes the three. Gets it to Stankowski, deep three right wing. Look lined up, hit the front rim. Rebound down to Brant Lazat. He wants to run. Head to Ryer, back to Kean. Trail three right wing. Oh, off the back iron, had it lined up. Rebound down to Mosner and a tie-up. Good job by Blaine Frizzell getting the tie up before Mosner could pull it away and get it off to Cronin. Possession arrow keeps it with the Knights. 4:58 to go in the first half, 33-8. Valentine leading North Central. Westhold, after scoring 17 in the first quarter on St. Mary's, has put up just 11 points since as they play in the fourth quarter there. 68-28, and then Trey Anthony loses it on the sideline. Sixth night turnover. Badgers by 25. Tomorrow we'll have the Ainsworth Bulldogs home against Windside for the girls' regular season finale. Be the second meeting of those two teams they played in the holiday tournament. Go inside to Cronin. He's fouled from behind. That may go on Kean. It will, so that's 2 on Kean in this quarter. 4:42 to go. Badgers will inbound underneath. You have Buckendahl, Mosner, and Cronin out there. Into the corner, catch and shoot three. That won't go for Stankowski, and the rebound down to Kean Fisher. Throws it ahead to Ryer. He's guarded by Buckendahl. Throw it underneath for Brandt. Through his hands. Knocked out of bounds by Valentine. It will stay with the Knights. Dominic Bebout back in. He'll replace Buckendahl. So the Badgers now with the 5 starters back on the floor with 4:27 to go in the half. Valentine leads it 33-8. Valentine girls rallied from an 8-point fourth quarter deficit to knock off North Central 48-44. Here is Breyer on a three. That's blocked by Cronin as he jumps out and blocks the three-point shot. Rebound down to Mosner, and then a foul on the Knights. That is Cronin's third block, and he just used that length to come out and block what looked like it was going to be an open three from Ryer. And then Lazat gets the foul. Tristan looking through the lane for a cutter. Now gets it out to Dominic Bebout. Boy, what a quick move for Dominic after the steal attempt by Kean. Out to Tristan. He drives into traffic, draws a foul. Fourth team foul on North Central, so the Badgers will be in the bonus the rest of this first half. And that, I think, is on Ryer. If it is, it's his second. It is on Ryer, so 2 on Kean, 2 on Ryer Lazat. Dominic, baseline pull-up jumper, good. On the assist from Tristan, that's his 4th assist already. Dominic into double figures with 10. Ryer drive shut off by 6'6", 6'5", and he throws it right in the hands of Tristan Bebout. Ahead to Dominic, layup good. And that is what Valentine can do. You drive the lane, all of a sudden you're surrounded by 6'6", 6'5" post players, and then 2 guards run out. Fisher fakes the three to get Cronin in the air, but misses the baseline jumper. Rebound to Dominic Bebout. He wants to run to head to Tristan. Finish. Smooth basketball from Valentine. 39-8. Anthony on the left elbow kicks it to Ryer. Coach Randy Klinder asking his team to keep their hands up. They're challenging everything. Kean tries to turn the quarter on Stankowski and will get a hand check call. Nice aggressive take by Fisher. That'll be the first on Caden Stankowski. Knights will bring back in Wyatt Fisher, Carter Buell, and Colin Hagan. Staying out there will be Brandt and Ryer Lazat. Badgers will have Buechel back in, replacing Mosner. 39-8 Valentine. Ryer to trigger it in. There's a knockaway by Tristan. Ahead to Dominic, and he will lay it home. The steal and layup. Dominic Bebout having quite the first half. That's 14 for him. 41-8. This Badger team's going to be a handful in Class C2. They've lost to a couple of C1 teams in Gothenburg and Ogallala. And Bridgeport, I'm not sure if the Bridgeport squad with Coach Sean Sturkle, if they're C2 or C1 this year. Bridgeport C1 as well, so all 3 teams the Badgers have lost to are in Class C1. Foul was the second on Caden Stankowski. Wyatt Fisher with it. It's a screen from Buell. Dominic fights through it. Here's Ryer. Working against Boone Jesperson back in the game. Swings it to Brandt. He drives baseline, gets shut off by Buechel. Hagan on the drive, steps through, puts it up and scores. Nice take, Colin Hagan. 41-10. Knights get double digits. Badgers, after 26 points in the first quarter, scored 15 here in the second. Deep three, Dominic buries it from the spike line. On the 6th assist for Tristan Bebout. Dominic has a monster first half. 44-10. We still have 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. Ryer, screen and roll, swings it to Brandt. He's shut off on the high post. Knocked away by Cronin. He may have another breakaway dunk. Bam! Two-handed stuff for Cronin. 6 of his points have come on dunks, and you saw that one coming as the fans started to murmur a bit when they saw Cronin get the loose ball ahead of the pack. Timeout for Coach Troy Graff with 1:45 to play in the half. Your Tri-County Bank scoreboard. It is all Badgers 46-10.
For proven, dependable, efficient, and long-lasting diesel power units, visit the friendly folks of Northern Plains Supply, now of Ainsworth. They are your Isuzu dealer in the area. That's Northern Plains Supply Company, now located East Highway 20 in Ainsworth. Your first choice for exceptional care is Rangeland Rehab, locations in Ainsworth and Bassett. Physical therapist Brian Doak, along with professional staff, are trained in many techniques to help improve mobility and decrease pain. For appointments, call Rangeland Rehab at 387-1600.
Blending nature, tradition, and community. Stand-up pumpkin patch just outside of Bassett, built in every fall with a delightful mix of activities and exciting attractions, sure to create lifelong memories for all ages. Our building is available to rent year-round. Check out our Facebook page to learn more.
46-10, Valentine with the lead. A 17-point first half for Dominic Bebout. Isaac Cronin with 11. 8 Badgers have scored. Knights have Colin Hagan with more than one field goal. He has 4 points. Kean with a 3. A 2-pointer from Trey Anthony and a free throw for Ryer Lazat. 46-10. Brandt tries to turn the corner, and he is going to be held. And that foul will go against a newly entered Badger. That's Isaac Utek in for the first time. He is a 5'11 junior. 2 strikes back in. We'll also have another Badger in. That's Lakin Krogman, as there's a steal by the Badgers. And it'll be a foul on the Knights. So Lakin Krogman in. Also have Jackson Higgins out there. So Coach Randy Klinder has gone to the bench and deep into the bench now. A lot of these, Jackson Huggins in. He's a sophomore. Free throw for 2 strike won't fall. Colin Hagan back in. That was the 3rd foul on Ryer Lazat. 46-10 Badgers. Second free throw, too strong for 2 strike. But the offensive rebound down to Valentine's Lakin Krogman. The Badgers have all backups out there. Also see into the game 23 Colin Bailey, a freshman. So they are bringing everybody in. Bailey will put it up and score. So the freshman gets a bucket. 48-10 with 1:08 to go. There's a knock away by Bailey and another knock away by 2 strike, and he comes out of there with a steal. And even the Badger second wave playing well here tonight in Springview. Huggins with it, throws it inside to 2 strike on the baseline, dribbles out, back to Huggins. Inside it goes, they collapse, Krogman, 2 strike, a bullet pass to Bailey. Now out it goes to Utek. 2 strike, whips it around to Huggins, baseline drive, steps through the defense, can't get the shot to go. Rebound though, tipped out to Bailey, he takes the 3. Back iron, rebound down to Krogman, and he is tied up. So Krogman on the glass. Badgers will get the alternate possession, and the 3-point shot is up and good for Jackson Huggins as he knocks down a triple. 51-10, Valentine. 25 in the second quarter after 26 in the first. And with 16.6 seconds remaining, a foul against the Badgers will go against Isaac Utek. We'll hear from girls coach John Klosterman at the break as the Knights, a valiant effort here against a 14-7 Badger team, led by 8 with a big run to start the fourth quarter, but the Badgers close with a flurry. Fisher misses the 3, long rebound down to 2 strike, throws it ahead for Huggins, layup won't go with 5 seconds left, and Trey Anthony down with the board. Baseball shot at the end won't go, and that'll take us to the break. The Valentine Badgers leading the North Central Knights on the Tri-County Bank scoreboard, 51-10. We'll have a running clock for the second half when we come back on KBRB.
Tradition runs deep as the 6th generation Smith Angus Smith. Kent and Cameron are dedicated to providing top-quality genetics to maximize their customers' profitability. In the bull sale at Ranch South of Bassett the 4th Friday of March. Check out the website at smithangus.com.
Lewis Nursery of Springview offers North Central Nebraska customers a wide variety of flowers and vegetables. Lewis Nursery, located along East Highway 183 in Springview. David appreciated your patronage this past season, and when it's time to plant your garden in the spring, remember Lewis Nursery of Springview.
Your Zematic by Lindsay dealer offers replacement parts for any brand of pivot, installation and training, superior service when you need it.
Your local Dramatic by Lindsay dealer is Ainsworth Electric Motors, located just 1 mile east of Ainsworth on Highway 20. Call 387-1071.
Welcome you back here on KBRB, KBRB.net, and on the Kippahaw County Public Schools video stream of this matchup between the Valentine Badgers and the North Central Knights, 51-10. Valentine boys, very good C2 basketball team, only 3 losses to excellent teams in C1. They lead the Knights by 41. We'll have a running clock for the second half as we start our Tri-County Bank halftime show. We're joined here on the top shelf at Kippahaw County by coach of the North Central girls, John Klosterman. And, well, John, 31 turnovers, but managed to stay in the game, really attacked on the boards. And once you got it to where you weren't turning the ball over as much, that half-court offense was pretty effective.
Yeah, we knew we've struggled lately with press break and turnovers in the backcourt, and I thought once we settled into the game a little bit, we did a good job of handling their press, and once we beat it, we didn't just beat it, we beat it for layups at the other end, which we needed to do.
Yeah, and tell you what, Paige Springer, one of the elite scorers in the area, and you did a pretty good job hemming her in. She got to the line a few times, but only 4 made field goals, held her to 13, so you had to be pleased with that. Yeah, she's a really, really good player, and she gets a ton of her points off of her steals. She's so quick with her hands, and she's just long and athletic. And, as the track coach last few years, I got to watch her run a lot and do the hurdles, and, yeah, she's an amazing player. And I thought we did a really good job just making her work for everything and trying to keep it away from her hands on offense for sure. Well, you fell down 16-10. The offense was pretty stuck in most of that first half, but then you score the last 9 points in about a 2.5 minute little burst, and all of a sudden you look up, and despite almost 20 turnovers in the first half, you go into the break with a lead. Yeah, a bunch of teams have been playing a zone for quite a while now with Carlene inside. I've expected it. The girls are getting used to playing that way, and we've tweaked some things with our zone offense, and I thought this was the best our girls have looked in the half court in quite a while. We were able to get it inside to Carlene quite a bit, and we also hit some outside shots, which certainly helps us for sure. And I tell you what I really like, Carlene is so patient. She just works through her mechanics. She knows, hey, if I do things right, I'm going to get a look. I'm going to use the board, and I'm going to bank shots in. How about 18 points and 15 rebounds? And they're really, when she was in position, there was just not much Valentine was able to do with her. No, I thought she did a great job of working for her position tonight. There's times I get on her about fading away on shots and stuff, but she really has done a good job these last few games of taking the smart shots and, being aggressive towards the paint, which is what she did tonight. Well, down by 2 going into the fourth quarter, a great run. 10 straight to start the fourth, but just weren't able to keep that momentum in the final 3 minutes or so. Yep, we had a few shots that, were so close, little rim outs and, sat on the rim and just didn't fall. And, then we had a little breakdowns on defense, gave up some offensive rebounds. And but I could not say enough about the way the girls fought tonight. They played hard, and after
couple close losses lately, and a close win the other night against Stewart. I'm really proud of the effort of the girls tonight.
Well, it's certainly going to have a winnable sub-district next week. Teams you're certainly familiar with. You've seen everybody in the sub, and you'll start, looks like, with the Ainsworth Bulldogs. Tuesday night. They're a team that presents a challenge, but tell you what, you did one of the better jobs we've seen anybody do this year against Grayson Painter when that first matchup up here in Springview.
Yeah, and every matchup's different, especially when you play a great player like Grayson. And I know the girls are up for the challenge, but it's going to be a tough one. It's do or die at this point. Everybody's playing for their season, and everybody's going to give their A game at this time of year, so we're ready for it.
Well, we'll see you up in Niobrara next week for that sub-district semifinal.
Sounds good. Thanks, Greg.
That's Coach John Klosterman joining us here on KBRB as the Knight girls fall 48-44 to the Badgers tonight, as it is here at the Tri-County Bank halftime show on the boys' side. It's the Badgers leading the Knights 51-10. And let's take a look at your first half statistics. Before we do that, we'll tell you here at the Tri-County Bank, if you're looking to buy a home, build a home, or refinance the home you have, the Tri-County Bank Home Mortgage Team can help get you into the home of your dreams. Go local, because of the Tri-County Bank, they're not just your lenders, they're your neighbors. Stop by one of their branches, Stuart Atkinson, Bassett O'Neill, and soon to be at the Butte State Bank branches, the soon to be Tri-County Bank branches as well in Boyd County. You can visit tcbhomemortgage.com. The Tri-County Bank is member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Take a look at our first half statistics for the Knights. Colin Hagan with 4. It was a 3 for Kean Fisher early, a free throw for Ryer Lazat on 3 attempts, and a bucket for Trey Anthony. That's it scoring-wise for the Knights. Rebounding-wise for North Central, had them with 8 boards in the first half, 2 apiece for Kean Fisher, Colin Hagan, and Carter Buell, 1 apiece for Brent Lazat and Trey Anthony, and had Wyatt Fisher with the lone assist of the first half. That came on the Kean Fisher 3. For the Valentine Badgers, just a dominant effort in that first 16 minutes. Dominic Bebout, 17 in that first half. The Badgers basically played everybody that they have on the varsity roster, but 17 from Dominic, 11 for Isaac Cronin, including 3 stuffs. It was from there 5 points for Tristan Bebout and hit a 3. Aiden Buckendahl with a 3. Jackson Huggins with a 3. It was 2 buckets, 4 points for Dominic Mosner, a bucket for Trace Buchel, 2 points for Tanner Two-Strike, and a basket for Caden Stankowski. As the Badgers get 10 in the scoring column, also Colin Bailey picked up a 2 for Valentine. Rebounding-wise, had Duncan Mosner with 5, 3 apiece for Tanner Two-Strike and Isaac Cronin, 2 boards for Lakin Krogman and Aiden Buckendahl, 1 each for Boone Jesperson, Trace Buchel, Dominic Bebout, and Isaac Utecht. I had Tristan Bebout with 6 assists in the first half, 3 for Dominic Bebout, 2 for Caden Stankowski, a bucket for an assist, for Boone Jesperson, and an assist for Aiden Buckendahl. Isaac Cronin with 3 blocks in the first half and 1 for Aiden Buckendahl. So a lot of different scorers, a bunch of different contributors. The Badgers just 5 turnovers, Knights with 11. Valentine a 19-8 lead on the glass as well. Foul-wise for the Knights, 3 on Ryer Lazat, 2 on Kean Fisher. For the Badgers, 2 on Boone Jesperson, 2 on Caden Stankowski, and 2 on Isaac Utecht. Well, our keys to the second half brought to you by Ainsworth Motors, where Ford F-Series pickups have been America's best-selling trucks for 49 years, and it's easy to see why. Every F-Series truck, including the full lineup of F-150 models at your Best of the West Ford store, Ainsworth Motors, offers legendary capability, durability, and performance. Whether you need a powerful worksite partner, a head-turning hauler for family fun, or some combination of the two, there's an F-150 at Ainsworth Motors with your name on it that can help you get the job done. See at Ainsworth Motors why the difference is the dealer. Well, keys to the second half, not much in a 51-10 game. You're going to get to see a lot of different players take the floor for this second 16 minutes. We will have a running clock, and For the Badgers, just probably won't see much of the starters here in the second half, maybe for the first couple minutes of the third quarter before their night will be done, before a road trip out to a Perkins County team tomorrow for the Badgers that is 10-9 on the season. And for the North Central Knights, just want to see them try to gain a little confidence if you can against this Badger first unit. See if you can try to be aggressive and try to attack them and just see what you can get done against one of the premier teams in the area. Do have a final score. It was the St. Mary's Cardinal defeating the Westhold Huskies 84-42. The final from Atkinson tonight. Night basketball to start the second 16 minutes. It is Wyatt Fisher out there along with Colin Hagan, Blaine Frizzell, Kean Fisher, and Trey Anthony. Blaine with it, high post, guarded by Tristan Bebout, gets it off to Colin Hagan, a near steal that would have gone the other way for a dunk again for Cronin. Hagan's pass is over the top of Frizzell, so we will have the clock running even on plays out of bounds, just like we had there on the 12th North Central turnover. So back come the Badgers, up 51-10. They do have the starting five out there. Likely won't be out there for a whole long time. You saw Coach Randy Klinder empty his bench in the second quarter. They throw it in to Mosner, double team, kicks it out to Stankowski, three in the corner. That won't fall. Offensive rebound, Cronin lays it in. Just out-battled Kean Fisher on the weak side. Cronin gets the putback. 53-10, and there's going to be a hand check foul on Isaac on the drive by Colin Hagan. So Cronin picks up his second foul. This will be a fast 16 minutes with the clock running on everything except timeouts. Kean to trigger it in, throws it for a nice catch for Anthony, and then he's reached in and fouled, and that'll go on Cronin again. So two quick ones on Isaac. He has three. 53-10. Fisher will inbound again. Throws it to Wyatt Fisher. Off the glass, won't go. Trey couldn't grab the rebound. It's down to Bebout. That's Tristan. Dominic to Cronin for the finish and the foul. Boy, and you watch Cronin jumping up in traffic, and you just hope this point in the season out here playing in a 45-point lead that you don't have one of your starters and key contributors turn an ankle or do something unfortunate here late in the season. Wyatt Fisher exits. Brant Lizotte back in. The and one here for Isaac. He now has 15. And the free throw won't go. Rebound, Trey Anthony saves it in bounds, but right into the hands of Dominic Bebout, who puts up the floater and scores. 57-10, Badgers. And the Knights turn it over. The pass too tall for Kean. So it goes back to Valentine. 5.5 and counting to play here in quarter number 3. Tomorrow we'll have Ainsworth and Winside on the air in McAndrew Gymnasium. No look pass on the inbound. Three for Dominic. Back rim. A rebound tip. Stankowski has it. Puts it up and scores. Second bucket for Caden. 59-10. Coach Randy Klinder stayed with the starters here for the first 3 minutes of the third quarter. His team up now 49. Trey turns the corner, dumps it down to Kean. Can't come up with it. Stolen away by Stankowski. Throws it ahead to Dominic for the finish. Stankowski's third assist. Dominic with a better than 20-point game. 61-10 Badgers. As the ball knocked away, saved by Frizzell. On a nice play by Hagan. Kean the drive, kicks it to Blaine. Corner three, that one won't fall. And the rebound picked up by Tristan Bebout. 4:25 to go. Deep three, Dominic buries it. Wow, Dominic on the 7th assist from Tristan. Give Dominic Bebout 24 points. High post for Frizzell. Blaine gets it off to Kean, right wing, fakes the three, gets by Stankowski, but runs into the shot blocker in Mosner. Misses the rebound down to Cronin. Cronin the other way, all the way to the hoop. Nobody gets in his way, and he finger rolls it in. 17 for Cronin as the 5 Badgers get ready to check in for the starters midway through the quarter. Brandt needs some help. Gets it off to Kean. 66-10. Quick little 15-0 Valentine run here in the third quarter. And that should be it for the starters. Great game tonight for Valentine as all the starters check out. Buckendahl, Buchel, Jesperson, 2-strike, and Colin Bailey in for Coach Randy Klinder's squad. Valentine going to pick up its 18th regular season victory. They're going to be dangerous in Class C2. They can match up with about anybody. They've got speed at the guard. They've got depth. They've got a ton of size, athleticism. Bailey into the corner to 2-strike with 3:10 on the third quarter clock. 66-10 Badgers. Throw it up for Buckendahl. Nice collection, and he scores on the assist by Boone Jesperson. Buckendahl with 5. Hagan, nice find down to Frizzell, but he loses the handle on it out of bounds. They're going to say off of Valentine, however, and the Knights will keep it. Quick third quarter here with 2:40 to go. It was the West Holt girls winning over St. Mary's tonight, 48-32. Husky boys fall to the Cardinals, 84-42. The defending champion Cardinals after that win over previous number 1 rated Elgin Public Pope John in the NVC tournament finals. St. Mary's now the top-rated team in Class D2, the defending champs. Fisher to trigger it in for the Knights. Gets it on an outlet to Brant Lazat with 2:15 to go in the third. Even the Badgers' second unit, they are a solid, disciplined team, is knocked away by 2-strike from Fisher, and it's stolen away by Bailey. Into the corner, Jesperson, skip passes over the head of Trace Buchel. Just the 6th Valentine turnover. Knights will bring some subs in as we'll see Coach Troy Graff go to Leighton Fisher, Drake Johnson, and Cohen Keller into the game. And the clock continues to run. Knights still looking for their first point here in the third quarter. They've been outscored 17-0. 7 from Dominic Bebout, 6 for Cronin in the third quarter. Dominic with 24 tonight. Cronin with 17. Ryer Lazat working against 2-strike, kicks it out to Leighton Fisher, gets a screen from Johnson. Keller to Brant Lazat. Brant baseline drive, stopped by Stankowski, puts up a left-handed hook shot, scores in the lane. Good post play by Brant Lazat. 68-12. Knights get their first points of the second half with less than a minute to go. Mid-range jumper, Stankowski is good on the assist by Colin Bailey. Or make that Buckendahl, rather. Buckendahl with 7 off the bench. Leighton Fisher on the drive, stopped on the baseline, throws it right to Tanner 2-strike. 70-12 Badgers. Here is Buchel into the corner. Jesperson for 3. That's around and out. Offensive rebound. Buckendahl can't get the putback to fall. And Ryer Lazat pulls down the board. Keller gets it to Ryer. Now to Leighton Fisher. Into the corner to Brandt. Goes past Buchel. Nice move. Brant Lazat puts it in. Good baseline drive by Brant Lazat. Back-to-back buckets for the junior. 70-14. 5 seconds to play here in the third. Corner for 2-strike with 2. Bailey a deep 3. That's going to be no good. And we'll head to the fourth quarter with the Badgers on the Tri-County Bank scoreboard, leading the North Central Knights 70-14. We'll come back with the final 8 minutes of basketball here from Springview after this.
You can come to West Holt Medical Services for health care for your whole family. With a primary care clinic open 5 days a week, visiting specialists nearly every day, and a top-notch therapy and rehab facility, we have you covered for whatever comes up. 402-925-2811.
Stop in and see Mike Scrod, your State Farm Insurance agent on Main Street in Ainsworth for all of your home, auto, and life insurance needs. That's State Farm Insurance on Main Street in Ainsworth. Good service at a good price. See Mike Scrod, your State Farm Insurance agent in Ainsworth. SP Auto Center in Springview handles all automotive repairs from minor to major. Does tire repair, has an on-location tire truck and 24-hour rental service. Does custom exhaust pipe bending, makes hydraulic and AC hoses. That's SP Auto Center, less than a half stop of the flashing lights in Springview.
8 minutes to go here from Kippahaw County, and North Central girls led in the fourth quarter with a 10-0 run to start the frame. They led 42-34, only to see the Badgers score 14 of the final 16 points to escape with a 48-44 victory. Boys game, it's been all Valentine. Badgers have a fresh 5 out there. Jesperson misses the shot, rebound out of bounds, will go to the Knights. So out there, a couple of new players for Valentine that we have not yet seen in the game. I got a 24 for Valentine. I apologize. I do not have a 24 on my roster for Valentine. Wyatt Fisher is in, gets it off to Leighton Fisher, and he is fouled. Huggins back in along with Jesperson, UTEC. Also out there, Lakin Krogman, and then number 24, I don't know who that might be. As Fisher can't get the shot to go, that's Wyatt missing. The rebound down to UTEC. There's a turnover by Valentine. Running clock here in the second half. It's 70-14 Badgers. Badgers put up 19 in the third quarter despite a running clock. Most of those came from the starters, with the exception of a couple buckets for Buckendahl off the bench. Ryer Lazat out there with it for the Knights. Jump stop, shut off by Huggins. Here's Keller out there with Leighton and Wyatt Fisher and Drake Johnson. Spin move, Ryer. Shot in the baseline won't go. Rebound knocked out of bounds, and it will go to the Badgers. So I don't even want to, I'm not going to try to even, let me see if maybe I can get a text and see who number 24 is for Valentine. And we'll have a travel on the Badgers. Well, maybe I've got it here. I've got the picture of their book. Let's see what we got. Jaden Garwood. All right, Jaden Garwood. Thank you for that. So Jaden Garwood is the other player in for Valentine. He's a freshman. Waiting for a shoe to get tied with the clock running. Knights get it in. Ryer Lazat turns the corner, takes it in, and scores off the glass. First field goal for Ryer. He has 3. 70-16 with 5.5 minutes to play. Ainsworth Winside tomorrow. Huggins inside. Shot blocked by Johnson, and then he throws it off of the Badgers. Good play by Drake Johnson. Gets the block. And the ball back to the Knights. Ryer brings it across the timeline into the corner to Wyatt. Fisher playing his final home game for the Knights, along with Carter Buell and Trey Anthony. Keller has his pass knocked away and into the backcourt, and it will be an over and back call against the Knights. So the ball goes back to Valentine. Badgers go to Perkins County tomorrow. Knights have one regular season game left at Stewart next Friday. That was a fun game. The first time those two teams played in the NBC tournament quarterfinals, as there's a steal by Wyatt Fisher. Knights were within 4 of the Broncos after 3 quarters, but then Stewart outscored North Central 22-4 in the fourth to get a 22-point win, 66-44. But that was a 4-point game after 3 quarters. Corner 3 for Wyatt. That one off the front rim. Rebound tipped and into the hands of Jaden Garwood. So Jaden gets on the statistics with a rebound. Midway through quarter number 4 here in a game that's, even with a running clock, we've had a pretty late night as our varsity girls game didn't start till around 8 or about 6:30, and it was after about 8:30 before the boys game started. Huggins on the drive, flips it off the glass, can't get it to go. Garwood down with the board. He puts it up, can't finish. Rebound out to who? It's going to be out of bounds. No, it's going to be saved all the way into the backcourt by Garwood, and then he is fouled. Badgers will bring in Two Strike back into the game. He'll replace Jesperson. Foul was on Drake Johnson. So So we'll have Ainsworth Winside tomorrow. Stewart will be on the road at Randolph. Will be the other varsity team in action. We'll try to get you score updates from Randolph. Inside to Huggins. He puts the shot up. Can't get the finish. Wyatt Fisher down with the board for the Knights. Here comes Ryer Lazat the other way. Tries to drive on two strike. Throws it right in the hands of UTEC for the turnover. Isaac the other way. Shot blocked by Leighton Fisher, but a foul. That'll go against the sophomore, and it will put Isaac Utek to the line for 2 free throws. Usually takes about 40 seconds of clock time in these running clock situations to get a couple of free throws shot. Isaac on the first with a red headband on, knocks in the first. He gets in the varsity scoring column. That draws some cheers out of a portion of the Badger crowd. 71-16. That's the first point of the fourth quarter for Valentine. 26 in the first, 25 in the second, 19 in the third. And UTEC hits both free throws. Well, Valentine was 0 for 2 at the line before those two makes from Isaac. UTEC gets the 2. There's a steal by Tanner, 2-strike. And he takes it in for the layup. Tanner's second bucket. 74-16, 2 minutes to go. Not a real surprising result. This is a very good Valentine team. Runner for Ryer won't go. Leighton Fisher down after the rebound. Players hit the deck. Huggins gets it out into the hands of a teammate. So Jackson grabs the rebound. UTEC to 2-strike. Working past Johnson and a little hip check foul on Drake. Badgers will bring back Colin Bailey. (74-16). Minute 25 to go. Badgers will get their 18th victory. They've got a chance for a 20-win regular season if they can close out the rest of their regular season schedule before they will likely get a home sub-district. Drive by Bailey, takes it down the lane and scores. How about the freshman, Colin Bailey? 76-16, final minute here from Springview. And there's a moving screen on Leighton Fisher. He got his money's worth there as Leighton thumped into Jackson Huggins. So it goes back to the Badgers. 20th North Central turnover. Badgers with it. UTEC on the right wing to Huggins. To UTEC, near steal by Drake Johnson. He's fouled on the shot, and that may just close out the game. And it'll put Isaac UTEC back to the line for 2, and this should milk away the rest of the clock. So you can pretty much clear this out, I would think, as the clock winds. 10 seconds to go. UTEC made 2 free throws a moment ago. Misses that one. He needs to wait to let the buzzer sound before he takes the second free throw. And it'll stop at a half a second left. This free throw is up, no good. And that'll do it. Impressive performance here for Valentine on the Tri-County Bank scoreboard. It's the Badgers 76-16 over the North Central Knights. We'll come back to tell you more about it after these messages.
Grain movement and marketing. For independent grain marketing, contact Pride Grain, located on Highway 20 between Long Pine and Bassett. Variety of marketing tools available to meet your individual marketing plans. Visit with Brad Wilkins at Pride Green. They're proud to be a supporter of local athletics. Take control next season with the trusted local professionals at Best Book and in Preview. Personal, business, and agricultural services available, and much more. Call the local experts at Best Book and More, 402-497-2724.
Greg Kinsey back here with you on KBRB. Valentine sweeps the 2 games, 48-44, in an exciting girls game with 11 lead changes, 9 of those in the second half. Badgers dominate the boys game 76-16. Outscored North Central 26-6 in the first quarter and 25-4 in the second to take a 51-10 lead to the break. It was 19-4 Valentine in the third. 19 points even with a running clock. That's a bunch. And then a 6-2 fourth quarter for the Badgers. 76-16 is your final. Valentine improves to 18-3. Knights fall to 9-13. It is our Tri-County Bank into the game summary. Running an ag business is hard work. At the Tri-County Bank, they're here to lend a hand with local financing customized to your needs. Your operation can continue to thrive. Work with a team of ag lenders who have deep roots in their communities. Because of the Tri-County Bank, they're not just your lenders, they're your neighbors. Stop by one of their branches, Stewart, Atkinson, Bassett, O'Neill, and soon to be the Butte State Bank branches in Boyd County. The Tri-County Bank is member FDIC. Well, as we jump into our Buckles Automotive postgame show, let's run through our statistics for the Badgers. 24 points tonight in about 2.5 quarters for Dominic Bebout. 17 for Isaac Cronin, including 3 jams. 7 off the bench for Aiden Buckendahl. 5 for Tristan Bebout. 4 for Tanner Two-Strike. 4 for Caden Stankowski. 4 for Duncan Mosner. 4 points for Colin Bailey. It was 3 for Jackson Huggins. It was a bucket for Trace Buchel. So that, by my count, is 11 players in the scoring column. Also, Isaac Utek got 2 points. He went 2 for 4 at the free throw line. Rebounding-wise for the Badgers, they out-rebounded the Knights 30-10 tonight. 5 rebounds apiece for Isaac Cronin and Duncan Mosner. 3 for Jaden Garwood. 3 for Tanner Two-Strike. 3 for Aiden Buckendahl. 2 rebounds, Dominic Bebout, Lakin Krogman, Isaac Utek, and 1 apiece, Boone Jesperson, Trace Buchel, Tristan Bebout, Caden Stankowski, and Jackson Huggins. I had Tristan Bebout with 7 assists, 4 for Dominic Bebout, 3 for Caden Stankowski, 2 for Boone Jesperson, 1 assist each for Aiden Buckendahl and Colin Bailey. Bailey, I hope I didn't miss him, had 4 points. And it was 3 blocks for Cronin in the game and 1 for Aiden Buckendahl. For the North Central Knights, 4 points for Brant Lazant, 4 points for Colin Hagan. They are the only players to have more than 1 field goal for North Central. A 3 for Kean Fisher, 3 points for Ryer Lazat, 2, and then he went 1 for 3 at the free throw line, and Trey Anthony with a bucket. Knights had 2 rebounds from Kean Fisher, 2 for Colin Hagan, 2 for Carter Buell, 1 each for Brant Lazat, Ryer Lazat, Trey Anthony, and Wyatt Fisher. Had Wyatt Fisher with the lone assist for the Knights and a block for Drake Johnson. It is our Buckles Automotive postgame show. Make light work of your late work is right on the bright side this calving season with perfect additions from Napa. LED light bars designed to fit a wide variety of ATV and UTV models. Many LED light models to fit every need. DeWalt rechargeable, Brinkman Q-Beam corded, several models of the Cyclops rechargeable lights, Nebo flashlights, Go Light remote controlled spotlights, and more, all at great prices. That's at Buckles Automotive, your Napa store, Main Street in Ainsworth. Let's award our first class auto performances of the game and tell you when it comes to vehicle sales and service. Score more with a trip to First Class Auto Main Street in Ainsworth. Great vehicles on the Main Street lot right now. They get vehicles in all the time to give you quite the selection. So check those out. And, of course, they can do new as well in Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram products. Why travel any other way when you can upgrade and save when you go first class? Performances of the game for the Badgers. It'll be Dominic Bebout and Isaac Cronin tonight. Dominic, 24 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, and Cronin, 17 points, 5 boards, and 3 blocks, and a couple of highlight reel dunks for the North Central Knights. Well, let's just go with the 2 guys that got more than 1 field goal tonight. We'll go Brant Lazat and Colin Hagan. Each had 4 points, 2 field goals. They'll be your performers of the game for North Central. 76-16 the final. North Central girls fall to the Badgers 48-44 in a good game. Earlier it was Westholt girls defeating St. Mary's 48-32. St. Mary's a 84-42 win over the Huskies on the boys' side. Big thanks to Kippawa County Public Schools for allowing us to pipe in our audio to their video stream of this matchup. And tomorrow night we'll have Ainsworth at home against Windside for our high school game. For KBRB, Greg Kinsey, thanks so much for listening, folks. We'll try to get our 92.7 signal back to where we can go back with our normal programming instead of simulcasting our AM 14 and FM 106.3 programming. Hope maybe tomorrow, if we're lucky, to get that back and operational. That'll do it from here until tomorrow night. Thanks for listening, folks. Have a great rest of your Thursday evening.
At West Plains Bank, we're proud to offer the financial products and services to help you accomplish your life goals. West Plains Bank in Ainsworth and Springfield, the better way to bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.